し生まれ変わったらその時はさ
Hello loves, welcome back to the second video. Today we are reading a chapter of Captured Love. This one is chapter 3 and I call it Ready to See the World. So before I start, I would like to say I realized I was using female pronouns and I'm really sorry about that. It kind of just happened and I didn't pay much attention to it until now. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. But without further ado, let's get into the video, yeah? You woke up the next day with a ringing in your ear. You couldn't figure out what it was though. You cupped your ears and sat up. What in the Merlin? You questioned, rubbing your eyes. Oh, Lady Wyatt, a female voice echoed in the sunlit room. It was softly spoken and had a familiar sense to it. It was Grania. Is that you, Grania? You called warily. Oh yes, I'm sorry if I've disturbed you. She bowed. You couldn't help the smile that grew on your face. It's fine. You did nothing of the sort. Oh, okay, I'll leave you now. She bowed again and started her way out the room. Grania, could you stay a moment? Huh? Oh, sure, what is it that you need? I just want you to know that you're the only parent figure I've ever had. Thank you. Grania blushed at your statement and replied, Thank you, lady. Oh, and drop the lady too, please. It's too formal. You closed your eyes and smiled brightly. Oh, sure. Thank you. You held out your hand. No, thank you. She nodded and walked out of the room with a rather calm smile on her face. You then dropped your head back into the pillows and rubbed the rest of the crust out of your eyes. Why did I say that? You asked yourself, confused by your own actions. You turned your head to the side, facing your open window. You stood and placed your arms over it, leaning outward, facing the only world you've ever known. What if I leave? The thought popped into your head randomly, and you immediately shook your head. No way, why would I even think of that? Besides, what would Grania think? How would she feel if I just up and left? That's crazy, you whispered, closing your eyes. You shut them tight when you heard voices. You opened one eye to peek. There was that same little boy being dragged back into his house. The front of the Zoldyck mansion was on the side, so you could see only barely. But there was no mistaking that fluffy moonlight hair. Killua? You questioned, a little excited, but stopped when you heard him grunt and shout, Stop! Let me go, Lumi! Your head shot up, and you hopped out of the window onto the nearby tree that you always swung on. You climbed it to the highest point and narrowed your eyes to get a better view. You leaned out of the tree as unnoticed as possible and watched the events unfold. Killua, you know father wants you home. Mother does as well. I don't care what they want. I've been in this hellhole for 12 years. I deserve to see the world. You're to be the head of the house. After father, you can't leave, and you know that. It was a wonder you could hear from such a distance. To the normal ear, you wouldn't have been able to. However, the ability to hear from long distances and clearly see in the dark was something your ancestors specialized in. It skipped many generations, including your mother's, which is one of the main reasons she despised you. She, of course, though, would never admit a preposterous statement such as that. It was one of the things you disliked about her. Fine, was the word that jolted you out of your head. You looked forwards and refocused on the commotion that had previously had your attention. The other boy who looked like a replica of the man that came to your door yesterday, just with black hair, pulled open the gate and walked inside with Killua. Killua seemed adamant about leaving. You wondered if he was forced to stay in the manor. That's when you decided you would leave. You were going to escape and bring Killua with you. You didn't need to think out a plan because in your mind it was simple. You would just pack a small bag, take a bunch of gold coins from your mother's vault, and sneak in the way you did all those years ago. It was a simple task in your mind. You thought, well, I've done it before, how hard can it be? Lunch was rather delicious, and you would definitely miss it, but you knew, even if you did leave, you could always come back. It's not like your mother was that cold-hearted, right? Of course, you were just psyching yourself out. You wrote a letter for Grania. You put your heart and soul into that one letter, then wrote a simple "Thank you for everything" for your mother and sister. "It's the least I can do, I guess," you said, walking into the dining room. "Hello, sister, mother." You handed them a piece of paper each. "When you open these, you will see the importance of them." You spoke as you sat down. "But I implore you to open them after dinner. It will be easier." You said this because it would be easier for you as well. You knew that they most likely wouldn't care much, and you wouldn't miss them as much. It was probably better for both parties to leave it at that, what it is. "Thank you. Let's eat," you responded to the silence they gave you. The meal was fast and didn't take up much time. You were excited for dessert because you knew it was the last one you'd have for a while. You enjoyed every last bit of it as properly as you could, and stood up. "Well, thank you for everything." You walked over to Grania and handed her the letter without looking at her. You couldn't. You knew that if you so much as made eye contact with her, you would burst into tears. It wouldn't look good, especially since you eyed your mother in the face and didn't give so much as a glance, showing that you cared. Not that she would have cared in the first place. It was just the respectable thing to do. You walked towards the hallway saying, "Give me 5 minutes," then opened the letters. All that was left to do was to wait. Okay, loves, I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Somebody requested for me to continue posting chapters of this series, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Should I continue this or should I leave it off here? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye, loves.